Coming up, a former president arrested for the first time in U.S. history. And later, Iowa City escapes another round of severe weather other parts of Iowa did not.
Iowa City welcomes home a historic team.
And warmer days are ahead in Iowa City.
This is DITV News live at 8:30. Good morning, and thank you for tuning in live to DITV and KRUI 89.7 FM. I'm Samantha Bielema. For the first time in U.S. history, a former president has been arrested. Former President Donald Trump is charged with 34 felony counts for falsifying business records for his hush money payment to an adult film actress in 2016.
These are felony crimes in New York State, no matter who you are.
Trump surrendered and was placed under arrest yesterday. He arrived in Manhattan court for his first arraignment, which is the process of hearing charges for the first time. And he did not plead guilty to all 34 charges. Trump traveled back to his home in Mar-a-Lago yesterday evening, where he delivered a speech about his arrest.
And I never thought anything like this could happen in America. Never thought it could happen. The only crime that I have committed is to fearlessly defend our nation from those who seek to destroy it.
The indictment by the New York grand jury was sealed yesterday, giving the public access to details about the charges for the first time. The next in-person hearing is scheduled for December 4th. And severe weather swept across Iowa again yesterday. DITV News reporter Jordan Tovar is live outside. And Jordan, I didn't hear any tornado sirens yesterday. Did other parts of Iowa experience any tornadoes?
Well, Samantha, while Iowa City didn't see any tornadoes, several other parts of Iowa did. Tornadoes were spotted in south central Iowa and into Illinois. As you can see in these videos, citizens experienced high winds and large pieces of hail. No injuries have been reported as of this morning. However, residents of Marion County, located in south central Iowa, did report some significant hail damage to the siding of houses and cars. Yesterday's severe weather threat appears to be the last one for a while, but I'll have more of our weather forecasts later. Back to you, Samantha.
Thanks, Jordan. Now, flooding is not an immediate concern in regards to severe weather coming to Iowa, but we have DITV's Johnny Valtman live across campus with more to tell us on another potential weather threat.
Hi, Samantha. And despite some overnight rain and some storms recently, we have yet to see flooding in Iowa. However, with the spring season upon us, those chances for flooding continues to go up. Since the 2008 flood in Iowa City nearly 15 years ago, new steps of action and precautions have been made to avoid another flooding catastrophe. This includes the demolition of properties within major flooding plains, the construction of several flood mitigation infrastructure, and several other things to go along with that. The University of Iowa has worked with a flooding agency to have a website that lets people know what to expect when it comes to flooding.
The Iowa Flood Center has been around for about 10 years. We were started in 2009 following the 2008 flood. And shortly thereafter is when all of these different tools began development. So I believe the Iowa Flood Information System has been online since 2010 and has just received continuous updates in terms of additional information, as well as changes to the interface.
This online system is there to help minimize flooding damage, but also to protect the community, environment, and infrastructure. Right now, current indications show that there are high risks all along the Mississippi River. I'll send it back to a nice, warm, and dry studio with you, Samantha.
Thanks, Johnny. The University of Iowa had a research lab that was destroyed in the March 31st storm. The lab was located in Coralville and was used by the College of Engineering. The lab cannot be repaired and must be completely rebuilt due to the damage it suffered. No one was in the building at the time of the storm and no one was injured. Now let's send it back outside to Jordan with the rest of this week's weather forecast.
Thanks, Samantha. Despite all the storms we've had as of recent, consistently nice weather looks like it's finally going to start making an appearance. Now looking forward, today we'll hit a high of 55 with winds blowing at 20 to 30 miles per hour and occasionally gusting up to 40. Tonight we'll see a low of 29 with winds calming down a bit and only blowing at 15 to 25 miles per hour. And later this week we'll see highs start to creep up into the upper 50s and into mid 60s with lows sitting around the 40s to mid 50s with no precipitation expected. Heading into the weekend, the trend of rising temperatures and dry weather will continue, as temps will go into the upper 60s, potentially getting as high as 77 degrees on Monday. So have your t-shirts and shorts ready. Back to you, Samantha.
Thanks, Jordan. And a new market has opened in the South District of Iowa City. And we have Daily Iowa News reporter Hannah Lipsky live in the newsroom with more. Hannah, can you tell us a little bit about this market space?
Yes. South of Highway 6, Pepperwood Plaza has welcomed the South District Market. Just under 39,000 square feet, the majority of the building holds temperature-controlled self-storage units. The front part of the building holds 4 spaces for restaurants or retail, and an inside food court and an outside patio. The first business to open in the market is Roy Sands Soul Food Restaurant, owned by Johnson County Board of Supervisor Roy Sam Porter.
Now, was this always the plan for the space?
Actually, no. The original plan was to have the entire building be self-storage units. But the city, however, wanted to engage the community and offer more opportunities for local businesses. They are still working on details, including an art wall going up in the building. They are accepting applications for a community art wall, and this will feature local artists. Back to you, Samantha.
Thanks, Hannah. The Iowa City Department of Parks and Recreation received $15,000 to plant new trees. Johnson County High School students will help plant the trees in order to restore the tree population lost during the 2020 derecho and the emerald ash borer outbreak. The grant is expected to help plant 65 new trees. It's estimated that Iowa lost around 7 million rural trees after the derecho. West Branch High School students will head to Lower City Park on April 26th to help plant the trees. And Iowa City's Climate Action and Outreach Division is funded more projects that will allow businesses and homes to make more sustainable renovations and lower their energy consumption. The Iowa City City Council approved funding for 2 businesses to make energy efficient changes. Bluebird Diner and Newman Monson Architects are both upgrading their businesses. Bluebird Diner will use its grant to replace windows, update its HVAC system, and add in LED lighting. Newman Monson Architect is replacing businesses' electrical and mechanical systems to reduce the consumption of greenhouse gases. And these grants are part of two of the Accelerating Iowa City Climate Action Plan that began in 2021. And the Gilbert Street Bridge repair project may not start until a later date. The project received no bids from construction companies during the Iowa Department of Transportation's bid on March 21st. The project will fix damaged sections of the bridge as well as add rainwater drains and improve water mains. The project was originally set to begin in May and finished in November or December of this year. However, the deadline start date, the projects we expected to be completed sometime in the fall of 2024. Now let's send it over to DITV Sports with Vivian Samoski.
The Iowa women's basketball team was welcomed back from Dallas on Monday. DITV Sports Director Michael Merrick has more on the Hawkeyes' warm welcome home.
Hawkeye fans were spread out throughout Coralville to welcome back the Iowa Hawkeyes. They even got some fun pom-poms to use, had a sign station to be able to make their own custom signs for Iowa, and most of all, they got to thank the Hawkeyes for giving them all the enjoyment all year long.
Let's go Hawks! This is historic this year. This is historic. I mean, we've never done this before. It's just so heartwarming to watch them play. They really filled the void that we needed. Yeah.
And after seeing all the support this team has received, it is clear that this Hawkeye squad has captured the hearts of Iowa fans of all ages.
We've gone to both men and women's games, and we really like going to the women's games better. The fans are just so much more into it, and it's just more fun.
100% fun. like really fun, like I'm standing out of my chair, fun. Always hyped to watch the girls play.
In halftime, I had to take 3 laps just to catch my breath, and that didn't even work. It matters to everyone. Everyone here lives and dies with every shot, with every pass, and you feel it.
And just like Carver Hawkeye Arena was all season long for the Hawkeyes, well, they painted the crowd in black and gold. From Coralville, Iowa, Michael Merrick, DITV Sports.
And speaking of Iowa's impact on the community, this season was just a high stepping stone, not just for Iowa women's basketball, but for the entire sport itself. DITV Sports reporter AJ Reister has more on how Iowa is at a center of a changing game.
I want my legacy to be the impact that I can have on young kids and the people in the state of Iowa.
Caitlin Clark and the Iowa women's basketball team not only captured the hearts of Iowa fans, but of basketball fans from around the nation. Almost every game, home or away, was sold out, and the March Madness tournament was no different, breaking attendance records almost every single game, as well as viewership records, with the national championship drawing around 9.9 million viewers.
She's done so much, but it's not just these 3 weeks. She's been doing it, since she decided to play basketball. It's been a progression to this point. So we all know what a phenomenal basketball player she is, but it's the person she is behind it all that's inspiring these kids as well.
Everywhere the Hawks went, they seemed to leave behind a new fan base, inspiring the next generation of women's basketball fans and growing the game as a whole.
They know their role models. They relish in it. And not just for young kids either. This team has brightened the lives of so many people of all ages.
And I hope I brought them a lot of joy this season. I hope this team brought them a lot of joy. I understand we came up 1 win short, but I think we have a lot to be proud of and a lot to celebrate. And I was just that young girl, so all you have to do is dream, and you can be in moments like this.
From the University of Iowa, AJ Reister, DITV Sports.
And after returning to Iowa City, Lisa Bluter and her Hawkeye squad were recognized not only by the Hawkeye faithful, but also by First Lady Jill Biden. The First Lady wanted to recognize the Hawkeyes' historic run and extended an offer for the Hawkeyes, to visit her at the White House along with champions LSU.
So I know we'll have the champions come to the White House. We always do. So, we'll have LSU come. But you know what? I'm going to tell Joe, I think Iowa should come too, because they played such a good game. So, right? So winners and losers, that's sportsmanship. That's good sportsmanship.
Head coach Lisa Bluter responded to the First Lady's offer over Twitter, tweeting, quote, "I gratefully acknowledge the First Lady's sentiments, but a day at the White House should belong solely to the champion, LSU, and Coach Mulkey. We'd welcome the First Lady and the President to come to Iowa's house, Carver Hawkeye Arena, anytime," end quote. After losing 3 of their last 4 games, Iowa baseball will look to get back in the win column tonight against Bradley University. The Hawks are led by first baseman Brennan Dohrigi, who has a team-high batting average of .368, and the big lefty also has 35 hits, 7 doubles, and 4 home runs on the season. From the bump, Brody Brecht had also Iowa's star. Brecht was named mid-season first-team All-American on Tuesday and has an ERA of just 2.67 in 33.2 innings pitched. Iowa will look for redemption tonight at 5 p.m. against the Gargoyles in Illinois. And the Iowa softball team was preparing to head on the road to face Drake for their midweek game, but had to turn around due to the game being postponed to weather concerns. That game has been rescheduled for April 12th at 5 p.m. and will be at Drake as an away game. The Hawkeyes will be back in action this weekend as they travel to East Lansing, Michigan for a 3-game series against Michigan State. The first pitch of the series opener on Friday is set for 4 p.m. Come back for more Hawkeye sports. Back to you, Samantha.
Thanks, Vivian, and thank you for tuning in to DITV News and listening to KRUI 89.7 FM. Be sure to head over to thedailyiowan.com for all your latest news between Monday and Friday, and check out more of our content on thedailyiowan.com/DITV. For DITV News, I'm Samantha Bielema. Have a great day.